Alright, so today we're going to place this old knob and this old Lockset with mismatched colors with this brand new Lockset from Schlage. It's got a keyed handle and a keyed deadbolt. Okay, first thing, take your drill gun with an extended Phillips bit and unscrew the two bolts on the inside of the Lockset. Then remove the back plate of the Lockset. Same with the doorknob. There's two small screws on the back. Use your extended Phillips bit and unscrew those as well. Now go to the front of the door. The doorknob will come right off along with the Lockset. And then again, using your drill with the Phillips bit, unscrew the two screws for the strike plate and then the two screws for the deadbolt. And once the screws are out, both the deadbolt and the strike plate easily come out. So now we open up the new box with the new Locksets. That's the deadbolt. That's the deadbolt Lockset. The rear plate always comes with two keys. And then the new handle with the Lockset. Now this little box contains all your hardware, extra strike plates you may need, all of your bolts for the Lockset, and all your small screws for the strike plates. Okay, so first we're going to install the deadbolt. It actually says top on it, and it points up, so you know which way the deadbolt goes into the lock. Now you're going to use your two small screws. I like to use just a regular screwdriver. If I use a drill, it might strip it. And just carefully hand tighten it until it's tight. Then you install the top one. And again, these are the 1-inch screws that come in the box. Okay, and now it's time to install the strike plate for the Lockset. We take the two knobs off and the strike plate's in the middle. Always make sure that the angle goes into the door so it properly locks. And again, you're going to get the two 1-inch screws, hand screw the top screw, followed by the bottom. Don't over tighten so you don't strip it. So now it's time to install the deadbolt. There's a little metal plate, if you will. It's going to line up with a hole inside the strike. Line them up and slide it right through. Now to install the rear plate for the deadbolt, there's a hole that flat bracket's going to slide right into. Line them up. And then you want to line up your holes so you can get your long bolts and secure it. And you're going to want to put your lock switch in a vertical position so you'll be able to slide those 2.5-inch bolts right through the holes without any issue. And again, use your Phillips head screwdriver to hand tighten. And as you're hand tightening, be sure that your Lockset deadbolt is in an upright position, not crooked. And once you're done tightening the bolts, make sure your lock switch moves freely and smoothly. So now to install the paddle knob, same thing. That thin metal piece slides right through the middle. Then go to the back of the door, and that thin metal piece will slide into the middle of the other side of the handle. Now hold the entire lock set in place. Get your 1.5" smooth machine screws. Put one on the top. And again, using your Phillips screwdriver, gently hand tighten it. Don't go all the way. You want to go maybe 3/4 of the way. Put in the bottom screw and then tighten them both. And once those 2 machine screws are hand tightened, push on the paddle, make sure the strike retracts, and you're all set. Now this is a very old industrial building. They have a very large strike plate. So to keep the work at a minimum, I'm just going to keep the one that they have, unfortunately. But if not, generally you just put the new strike plate on and it'll screw into the older holes. So now we have to trim out the door jamb a little larger for the new Deadbolt strike plate. So I'm going to line it up with the hole in the door lock. Mark it with my pencil. And then I'll be able to use a razor knife and a chisel to open that up a little bit so that strike plate sits in there flush. So with your razor knife, carefully score the line that you marked. You only want to go about 1/8 of an inch deep. You're going to clean it up with the chisel afterwards. Do the bottom side, and then the right and left side. Now we just clean up the hole with the chisel. Now we're ready to install the security strike plate first. The arrows say this way towards door jamb. Line it up in your holes. Then with a pencil, mark a spot directly in the middle of each hole, and that's where you're going to pre-drill for the large security screws. So again, make sure the arrows are pointing to the jamb of your security strike. You have your 2.5 inch large screws. I use a square drive for these. I believe it's a number 2 square drive. And screw into the jamb. And now you're ready to install your decorative plate over your security plate. Just line it up, make sure it works, and then you can pre-drill your holes. Now you can line up your decorative plate, use your 3/4 inch screws, and hand tighten the both of them. So you're all set. Let your door gradually close. Make sure both the deadbolt and the keyed entry lock. Nice and easy, smooth, nothing grabs. If everything's nice, you're good to go.